Get in your mix with coffee on the coffee break. Get in your fix. It's coffee on your coffee break. Tune in now. Coffee break.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Coffee Break. We are so happy that you are joining us tonight. We have a fantastic show for you. So go ahead and start your watch parties and share this video. Grab your cocktail, sit back and relax in the comfort of your own home where you're staying safe. Remember that you can go to my YouTube channel, The Coffee Break, and subscribe. If you happen to miss this live broadcast, go to the YouTube channel, The Coffee Break, and subscribe. It is free to subscribe to The Coffee Break YouTube channel. Next week, our very special guest, we have a wonderful lineup of guests this week, but next week, our very special guest, well, I'll catch y'all at the beginning, is Jasmine Masters, also from RuPaul's Drag Race. And the week after that, we have the incredible Sophia McIntosh as a guest. So if y'all are ready to have a great time, I'm ready to get started here. At this time, this lady right here, if you want to know the truth, if you don't want to know the truth, then I strongly suggest that you don't ask her. She lives her life very open and very honest and just always just very, very real. And that's what I love about her. She's a former Miss Black America. She's a former Miss Transsexual USA. And she was first alternate to Miss Gay US of A. Please welcome my good friend and my sister, former Miss Gay Texas US of A. This is Porsha Paris. Hi, Porsha.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. You look so lovely as usual.
Thank you, sister.
One of the reasons I really wanted you on the show was because, as I said in my introduction, you are always so real and so honest, and just there's no holes barred with you because whatever your opinion is, you have your opinion, and you're not afraid to share your opinion, and
Right.
just right, exactly. So that's one of the reasons why I really want to have you on the show. But also, I just have to tell you that all the years that I've known you, that I think you're just one of the most photogenic people that I've ever known. Your
Thank
pictures
you.
are filters or no filters, but you're so photogenic and your style is amazing. I mean,
Thank you, sister. I appreciate that.
you always come up with some of the cutest little outfits and stuff like that. Actually, Portia had told me about one of the stores she shopped at. Baby, I went up in there, honey. They didn't have nothing over. I think the largest size
You
was a
talking
T.
about when you wanted to get all the jackets to
The
make a dress out of?
yes. The biggest jacket they had was a large, and I needed three more X's in front of that large.
Right.
But I'm so happy to welcome you to the Coffee Break.
I'm
And
glad to be here.
yes, so what? First off, before we get started, um, would you mind sharing a bio for the viewers who don't know you as well as I do? Just a bio, like where you're originally from, your age, your given name, anything that you might want to share. Just a little brief bio for us.
Of course, I don't mind. But before I tell you this, let me tell the public this. Don't ever call me by my given name. My family don't call me by that name. They call me Porsha, and that's what you guys will call me after I release my given name. So just respect me and
Oh,
I'll respect you. That's all I
okay,
ask of you guys. But I'm
okay.
gonna share my world with you guys. That's all I ask. Just respect me. Don't come on my post calling me by my name or in the club. Okay.
Okay, we got it.
I was born in Houston, Texas, of course. Um, I'm 46 years old. I have a birthday in October. I'll be turning 47. Um, and excuse me for saying because I know that's horrible.
I
And
do
my,
it too.
and
So,
my given name is Scotty Gant. And for some strange odd reason, you know how you have the name that's can go for a boy or for a girl, but for
uh,
the girl it's IE, and for the boy it's Y.
right.
My mother spelled mine with the IE. So a lot of people used to ask me, why you change your name? You could just keep it as Scotty. You don't even have to change your name because it's spelled with the IE and not the Y. But I still changed it. So yeah, and I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm from a real small family, guys. My mother don't have any sisters or brothers. Who
Oh
have
wow.
all the sisters is my grandmother. That's where all the cousins and the aunties came from. But my mother was the only child. And where I get like my sisters and my nephews, a lot of them from, is because as a child, a lot of people don't know, but as a child, um, my daddy was a pimp, and my mother was in the streets. And when I was born, she was still in the streets. So my father gave me to a God filled loving family, which I call them my family. But I'm gonna explain to you guys and let you guys know it's my God family, but I call them family. I don't put God family in front of the word family with them because they're just like my family. Because to be totally honest to you guys, before I knew my family, I thought this was my real family. Like I had no clue. Like I was a child. You know, babies don't actually be born into this world. They're just born into this world. So growing as a child, this is who I thought was my family until my mother started straightening out her life and wanted to come back and get her kids. And I only have two older brothers, so it's three of us. So when I be saying I'm going on my family house and I'm going with my sister and my sisters and my family that come to my birthday shows and my parties and all that kind of stuff at the club, that's really my God family. But that's
Oh,
my
okay.
family.
Okay.
You get
Okay.
it? And I'm only
Yeah.
breaking it down to you guys this one time because I'll never say my God family again because I don't call them that because they're like my family. But that's
Hmm.
where they came into the picture. So
Okay.
yeah. But I have a big family with them, of course. I have two sisters, two brothers. I have all kind of cousins and nieces and all that. I just went to my niece's baby shower on yesterday, as a matter of fact, which was absolutely beautiful. We just planned the trip to go to Denver, Colorado. And if I tell y'all, it was the craziest thing because everybody's in this one room trying to come up with the amount we're going to spend tonight. And I'm like, baby, look, if it's over 150, y'all, I'll sleep in the car. I would sleep in the car. I'm not paying no $250, nothing for no room a night. But yeah, that's my family, and I love them dearly. Which I love both sides of my family dearly. I don't
Well,
take
good.
nothing because if my mother and my father wouldn't have been who they are, I wouldn't be who I am. So trust and
Exactly.
believe me when I tell you I love everybody equally. I don't love nobody no more, no less. Everybody get the same value of love from me on both sides of every family. That family, period. So I don't show no differences. I just love everybody the same.
Well, you are a very loving person, and thank you for sharing that with us. I mean, because I'm
Thanks.
learning things too, and I love when I do. That's what I love about doing this show is that the people that I interview, even though I've known them for a long, long time, I always learn something new about them doing this interview. So, since you changed the name anyway, so Why Porsha Paris? Why that name?
Okay, and when I changed my name, I was actually because I left home at 15, mind you. I wasn't gone. Well, I ran away. I didn't leave. I ran away. But um, at some period of time, like months down the line, after going to juvenile, after being gone away from my mother's house for 3 months, my mother and grandmother had to come get me out of juvenile. And let me say this too. I don't call my grandmother. I call her mama too. So but I don't want to confuse you guys by saying my mama and my mama came and get me. I'm just letting you know it was my mother and my grandmother. But
Oh,
we
okay.
don't call my grandmother, and we don't call my granddaddy. We call them mom and daddy because they had us for a good period of time too, to where it was just mama and daddy. But they came and
Okay.
got me out of juvenile, and so when they got me, I had been gone, mind you guys, for like 3 or 4 months. And when I went and I left, make a long story short, I went there, went through what we went through, and I left again. But then my mother started talking on the phone. So, because I wasn't out but like 2 or 3 months before I became Porsha. So I went out
Uh,
like a whole year or two, like a lot of guys or a lot of gay men, or I was out like 2 or 3 months and I became Porsha immediately. So I went back home to visit my mother when she was with her best friend. Her best friend name was Miss B. I'll never forget her. She was so sweet and so kind. And you know how you have your parents have those type of friends that just see you and just see you for who you are already. Your parents might not see
right,
it,
right,
but they
exactly.
see it. And she was one that saw it already. So when I went back home, I was already out. I was just visiting, and I was letting them know that I was getting ready change and to become a
Right.
woman or whatever. Back then, just start living as one because I didn't know nothing about hormones, silicone, or nothing like that. So her best friend was trying to help me come up with the name, and so I was like, I don't want no name like Brenda or Kim or just no Tanya or nothing like that. I was really into Naomi Campbell then and models and stuff like that and runway. And I was like, what about Portia? because it's a foreign car, Porsche. And then I was like, what about Paris? Because Naomi, and all those girls,
Right.
Paris and all that. So I was like, Porsha Paris. So her best friend was like, but you got to have something with an S in it because your name is Scotty. So it needs to have an S in it somewhere, and that's where the Shakay came from. She was like, what about Porsha Shakay Paris? She was like, what about Porsha Shakay Paris? So that's how I created my name.
Oh my God, very interesting. So you've had so much going on in your life. I know that you have a biological son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you share with our viewers how is that relationship with your biological son?
Well, I'm honest. I'm going to tell the truth because I just can't live a lie. I'm a true Scorpio, so it's no point in telling a lie and living a lie. So at this particular time of my life, I have not seen my son since I think I gave my mother that birthday party when I posted those pictures of me and my son and my mother at her birthday party in Rasulis like years ago.
I remember that.
That was the last time I seen my son. Because after that, he had got incarcerated. And his baby mama, she have 2 kids for him, and he was incarcerated. And I don't know what happened between me and him through the incarceration to where the communication got lost or something went wrong or whatever, but we haven't communicated since then. So I haven't spoken to my son since 2015 or seen him. Just about a month or 2 ago, I wrote him because I had a friend of mine to look his information up online and see was he locked up. Excuse me. It said that he was, so I wrote him a letter, but the letter came back to me returned to sender. So I don't know if the letter came back to me returned to sender because he went somewhere else, like meaning when you leave the county, you go to prison or stay jail. I don't know if he left there and the letter came back or if he sent the letter back to me.
Right.
I'm really not sure. But I've done my part as reaching out. I've been in the same position that he's in, so I can't chase you. I can't force you to talk to me or to be around me because I was once a child that just didn't want to be bothered by my parents at all. I just wanted to be who I was. So I'm not forcing it on him. I reached out to him. I've been by his other family's house several times looking for him. I left my phone number several times and there was never no reach out to me. But who I have spoken with was the baby mother. And I spoke with her about a year ago.
Okay.
I haven't had contact with her, but I've spoken with her and checked on my grandkids or whatever I have to that I last remember. Now, if he's had some since then, I have no knowledge of it. But at that time, I had 2 grandkids, 2 boys.
Well, we're gonna pray that all comes back to where it was at that one point, and I think it'll all work out.
I hope so. Because I wasn't, sister, to tell you to be totally honest, if I wasn't incarcerated, my son was always with me. And my family used to always say, baby, if you don't do nothing else, you keep your child with you. Of course I do, because I wasn't even expecting to have a child. Me, it was a shock to me. Like the same shock that my mother had when I told her that that my baby's mother, which was a trans man at the time, y'all call them trans man now, but at that time we just called them studs, which that's what she was. He, she, whatever, whichever one she identified with. When I told my mom that I was expecting a child, she was like, child, you lying. She just did not see that in the zone for me. I didn't either. It was a big accident, but when Fifi walked into the house with my son, and that baby turned around and looked, it was just a feeling that came over my body. It was
oh my God, I can imagine.
I know that's my son. I knew that was my baby because Felicia is high yellow. My son was my color. Y'all saw the pictures. He's my color. So it was just a feeling that I guess a parent get in their stomach when they see their child for the first time. And
that gut feeling.
So I just knew that was my baby. And I just wasn't expecting to have one. So I really, any chance I got to keep my son close to me, I did.
Well, I mean, I admire you for my hat is off, or my wig's off to you for having a son and doing what you've done so far and caring and loving him the way you do. Because I can tell when you talk that you definitely have a passion and love for your son. So that's one. So now, I watch you when I get a chance because you're always doing these live videos. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I love the videos because girl, you just be getting it, honey. You be in the kitchen, in the bathroom, wherever you are, you just be getting it. And so, so some of the topics that we're going to discuss briefly some of the things I've heard you mention uh, on some of your live videos. First of all, tell us, how long has Porsche existed?
Since 1989.
Oh wow,
Yeah. I
wow, that's a
tell the
long.
kids all the time, baby, I look like I'm your age, but I'm not.
Oh my, yeah, because well, you know,
Because a lot of
the,
them think I'm like really like in their group or in their age because I hang out with them because my spirit is youthful and I act youthful. I guess it comes from a lot because a lot of people say when you get locked up and you do time, when you come home, you still be in that place where you were when you got locked up. Like you never leave that place. So if I was 24 when I got locked up and I get out at 35, I'm still gonna come home acting like I was 24. So I
now you
think that's where a lot of that comes from, like how I play a lot and joke a lot and all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of time I missed like being
right.
locked up. To be totally honest with you, guys, I've only been locked up like 3 times. It was just the span of period together makes it seem like it was forever. But I guess that's where they come from.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So so after Porsche was created, what influenced your decision to start the transition or to live as a trans woman?
Because I can honestly say, and I tell these girls all the time, like the ones that's coming up under us, like when they want to talk about hormones or this and that and the other, sometimes I just don't, a lot of them just see stuff and just be amazed by what they see. And it's not how they feel really deep on the inside. You
Exactly.
know, and see, I've always felt who I am today is who I was in elementary school. Nothing has changed about Porsha but my name and my look. But how I act and my attitude, I've been the same person since I was a child. I thought the same, I felt the same, and everything since I was a child. So I've been who I am. I just changed the way that I look because I found out once I left home and grew up and got educated on how you can transform and take hormones and become who you want to really become for as your look. That's what I did. But the way I feel and how I speak and how I think, I've always felt that way and always thought that way. And that's why I tell a lot of the young babies, baby, wait till you're about 25 or 26 and see if that's still what you really want to do. Because right now you're like just about
Exactly.
18. And we didn't
Exactly.
have that when I was growing up. If you said you wanted to become a girl, them girls was pushing you to the silicone doctor, to the hormone doctor. Here they go, do it, do it, do it, do it. Because they wanted you to be
Hmm.
trapped just like they was trapped already. They didn't care. But
And
I'm a
that's
different type
probably
of being that I went through that. I'm a different type of person to those the young ones when they come talking about hormones and silicone. I'll be like, baby, no, finish school, get a degree. Like, wait a minute, because you might start this and like really regret this 10 or 16 years down the line. You
exactly.
might regret it. So just
Exactly.
get in and out. If you can do that, get in and out for a while.
And
And if
that
your
has
mind
happened to
still tell you
people.
to do it, then you can do it. But just do the ins and out for now and finish school. Cause why you gonna be Tasha or Kim and I ain't got no degree? Don't be like me. Be somebody better than me. Get a degree, finish school, make something of yourself so you can really take care of Kim or take care of Tasha and don't have to depend on your family or nobody else. Be a nurse, be a doctor, because a lot of people don't know that we have transgender nurses, doctors, lawyers. You just never hear nothing about them because they're not needing for nothing and they're not wanting for nothing. They're out
Right.
there making that real money and living a normal life. That's why you never see them. So that's the kind of education I try to give to the young girls. Like, baby, finish school, make something of yourself before you try to transition. It might not be what you want, but if it is what you want, you'll be able to take care of yourself. Don't
I'm
be like
glad.
me and sleep on from pillar to post on the floor at somebody's house, getting put out the month after and all that. Don't be like me. Be better than me.
I'm glad you said that because I think a lot of people do go through, possibly go through that thinking that they're not only changing their appearance, but because of changing their appearance, it's going to change them. But like you said, you have been you all along, so
Right.
you were just merely changing your appearance to make yourself happy. If you knew the things that you know now, would you still have? Would you think you would still have made the decision to transition and live as a trans woman?
Okay, now that's a two-part question, okay? That's a two-part answer. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, one side of me would say no, I wouldn't have done it. And the only reason I wouldn't have done it because as I got older, because I grew up in the church, but just because I grew up in the church, I mean I was always reading the Bible. You can grow up in the church and just be going to church and choir rehearsing and doing all the activities in church, but you're a child. You're not picking up the Bible. You're not like reading these paragraphs and these sections and all that to know what it really say. So as I got older, after I got silicone and body alterations and all that type of stuff, is when I found out that you wasn't supposed to alter your body, get tattoos or any of that stuff like that. And see, in my mind, I'm thinking like, well, girl, it's too late. You know,
Right.
because you already did it. But I wish if I would have knew that before I did it, I wouldn't have done it. That's why I have no tattoos on my body. Because I found that you was not supposed to alter your body. That's your temple. So I don't think I would have had the silicone injections and none of that type of stuff if I would have knew that part of the Bible first. Because a lot of people don't, I don't know if a lot of people know, and maybe they do, but I'm a true believer in God. I'm a child of God, regardless of what the regular society think of us as being gay or however, but I'm a child of God. I knew him before I knew anybody. So period point blank, I wouldn't have done it if I would have knew that. Now on the flip side of that, I feel like God put people in certain places and positions for a reason. I feel like I'm in this position to do what I do. When I go live and I talk to these kids about being on silicone, about doing hormones, about dropping out of school, don't do it, what the Bible say and all that. I feel like I done this. He allowed me to do it. And then find out later that I'm not supposed to do it. So when people come talking to me about, where the silicone doctor at, or, you know, what hormones, no, I don't. And why do you want that?
Exactly.
Well, take
Exactly.
it from somebody that's trapped already, because I don't have the money to get it taken out of my body. So I have to live like this. But what type of person you going to live as with this, though?
Exactly.
Are you going to pull other people in with you? Or are you going to give them both sides of the story and give them their own choice? Because when we came up, them girls weren't giving us no choice. If you said you
Uh-uh.
wanted silicone, they was calling, bitch, the doctor here, you coming over? He here, you got your money? They
Parties
wasn't
and all
saying
that.
don't do that. You know, they wasn't saying don't do that or that they miserable or that they're lonely or they hate they done it. A lot of girls won't admit that. They're
They
gonna
would
try to make you think they just living this fabulous life and they're just so happy, but no, they're not.
they actually
Some
now
of them are, but some of them not, and they'll never tell you they're not.
they have some people having silicone parties. Well, let me ask you this question: have you ever considered having the complete sexual reassignment surgery?
Oh wow, no. Now that part I know that God don't make no mistakes, darling. You might. We live here on Earth. He knew it was gonna be stuff down here in our face. You know, to oh, you can get this, you can get that. You know, you want to be this, and you want to be that. You can get. But baby, let me tell you something. I know how I was born. I wasn't trying to change that part. Now, I wouldn't go that far because that's something that you can't. Once you do that, you can't never go back.
Exactly.
You know, and I know a lot of people that done went there and they miserable. They got it because they thought a man would treat them better. A man gonna treat you just like they treat a woman. Them women going through the same stuff we going through. Period.
Yep. Yep.
Them women getting cheated. Bitch. If they cheating on Beyonce and Jennifer Lopez, what makes you think they're not gonna cheat on you? It didn't take. I was always scared to go that far because I like deep in my heart, deep in my mind, I just know God makes no mistakes.
Exactly.
Regardless of how you think you want to look or how you think you feel or however, that point I was too afraid to go that far.
Well, Portia, I am really, really enjoying this interview with you, and I got a couple of more things that I'm just kind of curious about, if you don't mind me asking. And one of them is just tell me, like, what makes you happy?
Honestly, Kofi, I'm not gonna lie to you. As long as I have a certain amount of money in my bank account and my bills are paid and I am working to be able to take care of myself and have my own roof over my head, I'm good. Cause I'm the type I'm a true everything they say about a Scorpio, that's me to the fullest. When I read it for the first time, I was so amazed because everything I read, it told me about myself. I don't like to depend on people. I don't like to live with people, and I'm a loner. For me to have had all those husbands all them years and to live with them and not to even know that in actuality that I was really wanting to live by myself. Like I'm a loner. So long as I know I can take care of myself, I am completely happy.
That is a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, like I don't like to depend on nobody else. Like when we went through the pandemic, a lot of people was like, "Why you don't do the video, the live shows at home?" Because to me that would be like, and I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not saying nothing was wrong with it. I'm just speaking for me why I didn't do it. It would feel like I was begging or like I was asking you for help, and I have a problem with it. Even when I was getting ready for USA to like, I would say all the time on my live feeds, like I hate doing this. Like I hate asking people for help, and that's probably something I need to deal with and have prayer about and with God myself. But I just always been so independent and was always able to take care of myself once I started hustling and getting in trouble. So once I started having a 9 to 5, and it continued on for me to be able to take care of myself, that's what makes me happy. If I'm able to take care of myself and don't let nobody see me struggle or me going through anything, I'm good. I'm happy.
Well, good, good. Speaking of being happy, uh, TikTok. I am just so curious. I know you've got several TikTok videos out there. When somebody said Portia's doing TikTok videos. They are so cute. Now that I said Porsche doing TikTok videos. So the TikTok thing. So what inspired you to do the TikTok videos?
Girl, being on the pandemic, being locked in the house with nowhere to go, nothing to do. Because to be totally honest, I don't really go live a lot anymore like I used to, because for one, that was part of my getting ready for Hamburger Mary's every weekend. So
Right.
when I would get ready for Hamburger Mary's, I would go live and just tell stories and make my face, and chit chat or whatever. But girl, how about I care about who feelings I hurt. And I hurt someone's feeling to the fact that they unfriended me because of a conversation that I was having about a certain individual. I don't know if it was about the certain individual or what I was saying, the different things that transgender women do to try to survive, like prostitution, booze, stealing, all that. And she unfriended me. And I was trying to get in touch with her one day, and I went to her Facebook page and I saw that we wasn't friends. And so when I asked her why, that's what she told me. So ever since she told me that, like I explained to her that if you ever notice when I go live, I'll say this. I'll say, I'm not putting you down. I'm not talking about you. I have no room to talk about nobody or to put anybody down, because we've all done our fair share of wrongness. What I'm doing is trying to educate you and help you to show you that it is another way out. If I made it, you most definitely can make it, because I was one of those ones that was in and out of jail for a very long time. So I'm never putting nobody down or never talking down on you. I'm just only trying to show you that somebody made it out and you can too. Well, so when she told me that that's why she unfollowed me, it kind of like made me feel a certain type of way, not to go like live all the time, because I'm thinking that everybody was like, some people was getting educated and picking something up from it that was positive, till I saw that somebody made negative out of it. So I really just haven't just been focused on the live. So when I learned about the TikTok and saw that it was like comedy and it was still fun, and then it had followers on there as well, I was like, girl, let me try it. So I tried it one time, and people liked it. And not just the people on Facebook, but because I always post on TikTok first. And then I'll post it on Facebook. But then when the people start like liking it on TikTok, I was like, oh, okay, this might be something I might be like really like doing for a very long time. So, and I have been, girl. Like, it's certain videos y'all haven't seen that I haven't posted on Facebook, but that's on TikTok. And
Wow.
I posted a video the other day. It has like almost 2,000 likes on it.
Oh, wow.
And because of that one video, I gained like 500 and something followers from it. Like, girl, on Instagram, now Facebook, it didn't take me long to get followers, but Instagram, it took me like a whole bunch of years to like even get like 1,000, like a couple of years to get 1,000 followers, which I'm like at almost at 3,000 followers now, which is little for a lot of people, because people got millions and 100,000 and all that.
Right. Right, exactly.
And that on Facebook, I'm maxed out, but on TikTok, I'm almost at 1,000, and I've only been on TikTok for like a month.
Oh, wow. Well, everybody's enjoying your TikTok as much as I've enjoyed this conversation with you. Now, you guys, Porsha is not going anywhere. She's going to come back a little later on in the show, because we have another special guest coming up as well that I know y'all are anxious to hear from as well. But Porsha, I want to thank you for taking time out. As I said, you will be back in just a few moments. And but I mean, amazing person, a beautiful person, as you can all tell. And we really appreciate you for being you and being real and being honest. So thank you so much. We love you here at the Coffee Break.
I love you guys too.
And we will see you back in just a few moments, Porsha. Now, this next guest that we have tonight, oh my God, let me tell you. Well, Ruben he's gonna kill me for that, but you'll see why I said that. A lot of people are saying he's known because he was on RuPaul's Drag Race and the All Stars and all the things like that, which he has. He's done a great job on RuPaul's Drag Race, but I knew him long before that. And he's amazing, amazing, deep, caring, wonderful person. And also, he is the longest reigning Miss Gay US of A that I think we've ever had. So I want y'all to welcome, he calls me auntie, my niece, my friend. Show some love for your reigning Miss Gay US of A. This is Kennedy Davenport. Don't come for me. Don't come for me.
It was, hey, hello.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Kennedy. Thank you so much. I was thinking of Kennedy. I know y'all know because y'all watch the videos all the time, and I've been trying to get her to do it when she's in Houston. Is cook for me because I'm sorry, but she can cook and she can throw it out in the kitchen. What were you telling us as we were getting ready to do the show tonight? You have what?
Oh, I say I need to hurry up because I need some of my leftovers. I had made some dressing before I left for Houston.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm sitting here, I'm starving right now actually, because I don't like to eat too much before we do the show. I have to look petite and all that kind of stuff. So one of my memories when I think about you was at Donna Day's funeral. I don't remember what year it was, but they had asked for people to get up and speak, and weren't you one of the first ones to get up and have words?
Yeah, I just felt led to speak on behalf of the younger generation that was coming up at the time. I didn't really have any personal relationship about her. I think I just appreciated her just being part of the blueprint.
Right. Well, you spoke very well. And I think that's also where I learned that you were going to the military, or you had been to the military.
That was just before I left.
Right.
Because I left in 2003, and I think Donna Day kind of passed shortly after, after 2001, I think.
Yeah, it was about that time. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot of people know you. You travel all around the world with being Miss Gay US of A for the next 25 years, for the next couple of years, and also RuPaul's Drag Race, which you've done so well with, and. But can you give us just a little brief bio of Ruben and Kennedy, where you're originally from, how old you are, things like that, just so that the people who don't know you, and I've always wanted to know that. Will you share that with our viewers tonight, please?
Okay. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. I'll be 40 this year, so I'm so happy about that and trying to figure out what I'm about to do, okay, because I have to do something. I'm just I'll be 40 this year. I went to the School of the Arts, Performing Arts. I haven't been singing as much, but I started out singing. My whole life has been nothing but a stage. So I started out singing, then discovered movement, and I got into dancing. I've always been a performer since the beginning, since I could open my mouth and start doing anything. I lived in Florida for about 8 years after the military. Then I moved back around 2011, the end of 2011, and just was really, really struggling. My whole life has been just about a struggle. I lost my dad in 2013. I am the guardian of my special needs sister. I moved my mother here shortly after her rejuvenation of life. So I have a pretty big plate. I am the primary caregiver of my whole family, and God is good.
Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is.
Every day I'm I cannot go a day without thinking about the Lord and the goodness of God, especially after my COVID experience. It brought me a little bit even more closer to God. And it's like, I don't even know how I will be here and making it with all the things that I have on my plate and in my mind. I'm a walking testimony of faith, you
Yes,
know.
yes. And faith, without faith, honey, without faith, it's impossible to please God without faith. You've got to have faith. You know, and I'm glad you brought up your family, because I was going to talk to you about, because I know how much you love your given family. I know how much you love your given family, and I don't think a lot of people are really aware of just how much you handle and take care of them. Like, I'm glad you mentioned all that, because that was one of the important things that I want to let people know, that when they are so generously tipping you and things like that, you're not going out just having a great time. You have responsibilities that you are definitely taking care of at home, and
Yeah,
that's
but great responsibilities, and I do it without complaint. And my mom and my uncle, they like get on me like, you need to go buy you something, give yourself some time, this and that, you know. But my mind frame is whatever dime or whatever I make, I always set it aside for anyone in my family that may need help, because right now I'm the only one that that has a real fixed source of income at the moment. So it's just, I mean, my dad just kind of prepared me for the life after, you know. So I just kind of took on his cross in a sense.
Oh, wow. Wow. This is a very different year, because you are the reigning Miss Gay US of A. And this is a very different year because your whole year has been interrupted by the pandemic. So how did you feel when you first realized that everything was going to have to be canceled and postponed, and sometimes not knowing how long or when we'll be able to start back up again? How did that affect
It was terrible, girl. It was so bad. I was on the road when they started shutting things down, and I can remember posting. Everything is shut down. What am I going to do? Like, because ever since I made drag my full-time career, my pocketbook and how I got my money was through traveling.
you? Right.
So I was like, what am I going to do? So there was a sense of panic, but then there was also a sense of peace too, because ever since the pandemic, I would say, ever since they made us stay home, it was little like the middle of March. Ever since we've been home, I have not went without money. I have not went without food. I have not struggled, and that is nothing but the goodness of the Lord. And I can't do nothing but give Him all of the credit, because I didn't know what was going on, and for a minute, I didn't even want to do live shows or anything like that, because I just felt like there, you know, I kind of felt the way Porsha was feeling, you know, not so much as asking people for stuff or feeling like I needed them, because I done got over that hump, honey. If I need you, I'm gonna ask, because the only thing you can do is tell me no. So I'm going to ask if I need it, okay? But it was more so of like, where am I finna do the show at? To me, it was just like a bringing down of the property value in my mind, you know. So I was just trying to keep this little, you know, thing about it, but I just started seeing the need to, especially keeping yourself fresh as an entertainer, and also to help other people. Like, I've done live shows to help other people. Like, come on, you can do it at my house, and we just, you know, I help them, you know, raise money, use my platform to, you know, bring more awareness to the people who I've had here. And they purses look real nice when after the live show. But it was definitely an eye opener, and for me, it just brought me back like closer, because shortly after, that's when I got COVID. So it just brought me closer to the Lord, honey. And less worry, less worry. I've never been a person of worry and stress. I learned that through my dad and my mom. So I just never been a person to carry the worry and stress of the world on my shoulders. So
Exactly.
it was just more of an opportunity for me to get closer spiritually.
Well, and maybe you're like me. My mom always laughed at me because I very seldom get upset. I very seldom get angry about things. And my whole point is that if something is happening, well, if you can't do anything about it, so you just figure out how to deal with it. But it's not going to do you any good to get upset and to stress out and to do all that. You just have to pray and know that God will work it out.
Yeah.
Now, speaking, we spoke of your given family. Now, this drag family that you belong to. Because, honey, your mother is one of my good sisters, and I love her to death. And I mean, we don't see each other that often, but when we do, it's just like we saw each other yesterday. Because you're a Davenport,
yeah,
and your mom is Calexis, and she is a unique individual. So, how do you embrace your? How did you get into the Davenport family?
Well, I really was brought up under the wing of Nikki Foster. And that's how I got introduced to drag, because Nikki was putting me in drag. And then I met Ricky Durkee, who was like, you need to meet Alexis and she can be your mom, because Nikki would never claim me as her daughter because she was attracted to me. She wasn't attracted to me. She wanted to have me. God rest her soul. I love her so very much. I love so much.
Yeah, I remember Nikki.
Yeah, but Ricky was like, you need to meet Alexis because she's a dancer. Like, I've always been pushed to like Alexis and US of A because I was a dancer. I hadn't even started drag dancing or anything like that just yet. So that's how, and then she took me over there, and that's how I met her at Old Basil Lounge. Met her and talked for a minute, and she knew she had to come. She told me she had to come up with me a new name, because during that time my name was Mia, and there was nothing else behind it or anything. I was, and she was like, "I'll call you with your name," and then I don't know how long it was before she called me, and she was like, "Hey, Kennedy Davenport," and like the rest is history.
Oh my God! So she just told you who you were gonna be. That's Alexis, though. That's Alexis.
Yeah, she called me Kennedy and said because the name was universal, and she just didn't want me to appeal to my own, but she appealed to everyone. And like my mom was like, really? Can you hear me? Okay, my mom was like really. It was like she was almost psychic. Like she already knew my potential. She knew how I was going to be in this community, and she didn't really want me to do that because I was still in school. And she tried everything in her power not for me to do drag.
Okay, so Kennedy, like you said, your mom really didn't want you to do the drag, but it really has taken you a lot of places. I know you've been all over the world, and a lot of that was through RuPaul's Drag Race. And you did really, really well on RuPaul's Drag Race. How was that experience?
The experience was great and a blessing. Season 7 was a little bit different because it's definitely a different run. You don't know these people, and it was a lot more challenging than All Stars. All Stars was a little bit easier because you already knew as far as television and how they put things together, and then you knew the girls that you were competing against. So it was much more easy to compete on All Stars versus Season 7.
Because on All Stars, weren't you like first runner up on All Stars?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then you got a little title too called Lip Sync Assassin. Was that you got to we knew the words?
Let me tell you something. Okay. Well, they call us Lip Sync Assassins because that's how they introduce us. That's the kind of like we are just well known for winning on our seasons. As far as like the lip syncs, but everybody know I am a lip sync assassin in real life. Okay, so but the story behind Fancy they didn't really want us to do too much preparation for the song. They didn't want it to make it seem like, we was like, oh, they didn't want us to over prepare. They wanted it to be kind of like a fair game, as far as presenting the lip sync assassins, but they did not understand they did not understand that Fancy is not an easy song to learn. So I definitely said, I told them yes, and I just was not about to allow my opportunity to be on television again be knocked out because of a song. So I never have a problem learning the song, but Fancy, if you never heard it before or never paid attention to the song, it's very hard to learn. So I was unsuccessful at learning it. I tried everything in my power. I mean, I'm singing. I was classically trained. I sang in all different kinds of choirs across the world. We learned all kinds of music. I tried everything in the world to learn that song in a day and a half, and it just didn't work. So, but it wasn't too bad. Thank God for editing.
Yes.
For real.
Oh my God. So I always ask almost all my guests this, and then we're gonna actually bring Porsha back in. So, what with all the experience you've had with RuPaul's Drag Race, you're Miss Gay US of A, you've been traveling the world. So, what really, really makes you happy?
I think seeing other people happy makes me happy. It's a sense of fulfillment. When it comes to my family, anyone close to me, I think I've yet to find the happy place when no one else is involved, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm always optimistic of to finally being sitting back and really just saying that I'm happy. So I don't think that there's a sense of happiness in my personally, but I'm happy that my family is okay. I'm happy that I'm able to do the things that I do to make sure people around me in my circle are happy.
Yeah, I'm very that way too. It gives me. It's just like even when I'm at church and I hear somebody else's testimony, that I get joy out of their testimony and seeing how they were blessed and things like that, because that makes me happy as well. So I can relate to that very much so. Well, I know you popping in and doing this with us this evening. You're on the road all weekend and things like that, and I really, really appreciate it. We're going to actually bring Porsha back in because there's a certain subject that I want to discuss with both of y'all at the same time. And there she is, Porsha.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, look, I'm upset because I know she over there drinking some wine and mine's still in the freezer.
Yes, and I am drinking some wine. I done read you already from when you said, "Oh, I'm not like Miss Porsha."
Right.
You still had to do what Miss Porsha did and turn your phone off and loud back in.
Yeah, and because that's the first time that has happened. I've done Zoom calls and all this stuff before, but I was trying to figure out why it was doing that, and my phone is on Do Not Disturb.
Well, look, this is as you know, Kennedy is Miss Gay US of A, and Porsha was actually first runner-up to Kennedy. And one of the things that, how do you feel about competition, competing against friends or drag family? What is both of y'all's opinion on that, and how do you handle when one wins and one doesn't?
Miss Gay US of A, you can go first, sister.
I think if the camaraderie between, I would say in our situation, or if it's just one other, a family member, whatever, I think if the camaraderie between the two is genuine and real, I don't see anything. I think it should be a smooth run for both parties. I mean, I haven't. I've competed like in small competitions, like with my best friend in Florida, and we just used to just be like, cause we both was on the hustle. So, girl, you get first runner up, yeah, give me, if I win, I'll give you some of my loaf. If you win, it was very that between us, and so I've always um, I've always been the type to still help and still be there for anybody who was close to me, compete. And prior to US of A, I think it was before I even no, it was the first year me and Porsha ran together. We sat down, we had lunch, and we talked about US of A, and it was just like, girl, this is how it's gonna be. I understand, you know. It was a great understanding between both of us that it was in my heart just like it's in her heart, and it's her passion just like it's my passion, and only one girl was gonna win, So I like to keep it that way, even through it all, and even before, during the pageant, and after the pageant, whoever wins, I'm the same person. I don't change for nobody. It was television, whatever the case may be. I don't change for anybody, and regardless of what happens to me, good, bad, or indifferent, I'm still the same person.
Okay. I mean, I'm glad you said that because back in the old school, when I was started competing in things, it was so funny because we would actually help each other with beating the gowns, and we might all be in the same pageant, but we would be at the beat the gowns together, rise on the gowns, or back then it was glitter dot. We actually made our own glitter dots on the dresses. It was there glitter dot. Yes, we had that glue, honey, and we was glitter dot and putting that glitter on there and pouring it off and then it looked just like rhinestones under the thing. But we were very supportive of each other and helping each other. And even though we were competing with each other, we didn't really say competing against each other. We were competing with each other in the same pageant. So I'm really happy to hear to say. So Porsha, what's your take on
that? Girl, well, honestly, let me correct you. We're not competing with each other. We compete against each other because only one girl can win at the end of the night.
Okay.
And Miss Kennedy is my little sister, and she's been my little sister for years. Miss Kennedy is probably one of the only girls that have ever called me and asked me, "Sister, can I borrow this or can I borrow this?" And I had only wore it one time, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, And she said, "Oh, well, I'm gonna have it stoned up some more," and da 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 da. And I'm like, "Girl, I don't care, whatever. That's my sister's sister. Like, that's my baby sister." So Miss Gay being Miss Gay USFA meant the same thing to both of us. And like my sister said, we went on a lunch date, we had a talk, and I know deep in her heart, she wanted me to compete the year that Janet won. That's the year that she wanted me to compete, so we wouldn't have any confliction, and everybody, because both of our friends and our fans and our loved ones is the same people for both of us.
Right.
And she didn't want no division between us. And I would think that deep down in her heart, it really didn't mean nothing to me, but it did mean something to me. And the only reason it meant something to me is because of one person, which is her mother, which is Collectus Davenport. And her mama told me this. Collectus had run for, I think I ran for Gay USFA 4 times. And all 4 times, Miss Collectus Davenport was behind me. But then finally, y'all know, Miss Kennedy had told her, "Bitch, I'm just a karate chop, do back of flips. I'm just do the ninja." Bitch, I don't know what Kennedy told her, but Collector straight told me, "I'm riding with my daughter this year." So, and it hurt my feelings at first, but I had to be fair because that's my little sister and that's her mother.
Yes.
And like Collector was there hard for me. Like she didn't care what nobody did, not even her damn daughter Kennedy. That was our second time competing together.
Yeah, because the first time I didn't even see. I rarely saw my mom during that week.
Right.
So it was, it wasn't like, my mom, like I didn't need her, and I don't feel any type of way. But I was just used to my mom. Yeah, I was just used to my mom not being there anyway. My mom had a certain expectation, just like my real father. She have a certain expectation of me. to live up to, and I don't have to be. She don't have to be there. I don't need her next to me. I don't need her guiding me. I already know what the expectations of when it comes to my mother. So it didn't bother me that she wasn't there during that week, and she made that decision herself to be there for me when I won. She made that personal decision for herself. Nothing that I told her, because my thing is, I'm not gonna take something from somebody in order for me to get what's destined for me to have. We can share, my mama. We can share other things, and I can help you on this journey, because my journey is just that, my journey, and nothing is gonna come in the way of that. So I wanted Porsha to be her 100%. I wanted all the other contestants that competed to be 100% when they competed. So,
Girl, but I think you need to shut up, because this was my question, not yours. Let me understand what the hell I was saying with your big head ass.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, like I was saying, my sister had told me she was riding with her daughter last year. And, my sister, she won the pageant. Bitch, you made me forget what the damn question was. With all that damn talking you done did with your big head ass. Copy what you asked me. Say, please.
Well, actually, y'all have really both answered the question. And the reason why I brought this question up is that because I really wanted people to see, because I've spoken to each one of y'all individually, each of you individually. And the thing that I really admired about is that you both were happy. Y'all were both happy. Porsha was extremely happy for Kennedy. I mean, it was no, because sometimes people get the impression that when you compete against each other, one wins and one doesn't. But it was very obvious that there was a true love and respect for each other. And that's why I wanted to discuss that subject, to see how y'all felt about competing with family, drag family, or really good friends.
I was most definitely happy. I was happy for Kennedy because that's my baby sister. But of course, vice versa, I was hurt because I wanted to be Miss Gay USA. Right. But at the same time, me and Kennedy in the pageant together, she not judging herself, and I'm not either. So it can't be no nothing. Bitch, you just be happy. If you're gonna cry, you cry. But you get over your cry and you go ahead and respect this girl and help her and be joyful for her because she won already. And that's just that's the realest you can get. Because every girl want to win anything that they enter, that their heart is into. Exactly. And they're going to be crushed at the end, hurt or whatever. But I grew up competing with my sisters. Chevelle, Tiffany Brooks, Chanel Nicole. We ain't never shown no difference in each other. She had the same dancers, same makeup artist, same hairdresser. And it was nothing. Because, bitch, at the end of the night, we're not judging ourselves and only one of us can win. And, bitch, you're going to be hurt. But you cry. You get over it, and you jump on the other bandwagon, and you support your sister so she get that motherfucker up. And I'm going back to Miss Gay USA when she give it up next year.
Let it be known that we made up last night, because I was in my feelings, because after the pageant, I did not hear from Porsha.
What?
I did not hear from Porsha after I won the pageant. I did not speak. We did not speak until.
You was booked with me on Hamburger Mary's on a Saturday night, you big head girl, and we kicked it all weekend.
Well,
I did not hear
we
from
just
Porsha
never
after
went
the
into
pageant.
depth about how I felt.
I did not hear from Porsha after the pageant.
Well,
so
I tell you what.
You sure didn't.
Well, I tell you what. We're gonna when we get through with this show, then y'all gonna call each other and send her some dressing and all that kind of stuff.
But we made up though. We made up because she was we gonna stand here and keep arguing.
We good.
Well, I know too, with y'all arguing is fun and a way of showing love too. Well, I want to tell y'all that I'm so glad that both of y'all were here. It has been a wonderful show, very informative, very entertaining as well. And I just want to let you know from myself that I think both of y'all, who I've known for a long, long time, y'all are some of the most remarkable people that I know. And I admire you for your class, your intelligence, your sense of love and giving to others. And I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come and be part of the coffee break. Just like becoming Miss Gay US of A was a dream of y'all's, this has been a dream of mine. And to have two people like you on my show really, really means a lot for me. And I hope that you enjoyed the experience as well. And maybe we can have y'all back again. If Porsha wins Miss US of A next year, then
I hope so.
we'll have you back, and we'll put Kennedy on the bottom and you'll be on the top. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you have
thank
enjoyed.
Thank you for having me, sister, and all the
you're welcome. You're welcome.
You never know how a person thinks about you until they actually say it. Which you've always said wonderful things to me and nice things to me. We gained our real sisterhood doing being Miss NBA plus and regular. And it just went from there, which you've always been kind to me since I was a little girl, 15, 16, 17, 18. You've known me throughout all of that. And I love you for not never changing. And Kennedy, you know I love your big head ass bitch.
Okay.
Quit playing with me.
Well, ladies,
I love you too. Just back away from the camera.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a unique and very different episode of the Coffee Break. Once again, to Porsha Paris and to Kennedy Davenport, thank you so much. And we look forward to all great things coming from both of you in the future. And I will keep my eye on those things so that we can have you back on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please show some love for Porsha Paris and Kennedy Davenport. Thank you both so much. So please don't go anywhere, because there's going to be some wonderful performances coming up from Porsha Paris, Kennedy Davenport, and myself. Make sure you tune in to some of the other shows that my great friends are producing around the country. On Wednesday night, Chevelle Brooks with Our Point of View, presented by the Boom Boom Room at 10 p.m. Central Time. Raul's Stream Miami on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. My good friend Tasha Long, Thursday and Fridays at 9 p.m. She does an intimate evening with a cabaret with Tasha Long. Make sure you tune in to support her as well. My other good friend, long time, that I talk to every day, Roxanne Collins, or Dana Roxanne, has a Spectrum. It is Monday through Friday at 5 p.m., the cocktail hour. Make sure you tune in on her Facebook page, The Spectrum, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m.
I've been ignoring this big lump in my throat. I shouldn't be crying. 'cause I spend every hour just going through the motions. I can't even get the emotions to come out. Dry as a bone, but I just wanna shout. What now? I just can't figure it out. What now? I guess I'll just wait it out. Wait it out. What now? Somebody tell me what now? I don't know where to go. I don't know what to feel. I don't know how to cry. I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to feel. I don't know how to cry. I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to feel. I don't know how to cry. I don't know. So what now?
Look in your eyes and I can see your love so dangerously. You're not trusting your heart to anyone. You tell me you're gonna play it smart. We're through before the start, but I believe that we've only just begun. When it's this good, there's no saying no. I want you so I'm ready to go. Through the fire, through the living, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I'm gladly risk it all. Through the fire, through whatever comes my way. For a chance at loving you, I take it all away. Right down to the wire, even through the fire. I know you're afraid of what you feel. There's still be time to heal, and I can find if you'll only let me try. You touch me and something in me new. What I can have with you. Now I'm not ready to kiss that dream goodbye. When it's this sweet, there's no saying no. I need you so I'm ready to go. Through the fire, through the living, to the not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say. We don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Hide away, they say. No one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This isn't me, look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching under the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Fire away, 'cause today won't let that shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades, reaching for the sun. We are warriors, yeah, that's what we become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, but we are warriors. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, here I come. And I'm marching on, marching on, marching on. This is me. Me.
We want to thank you for once again tuning in to the Coffee Break. And remember to stay safe, mask up, wash your hands, social distance. And remember that here at the Coffee Break, you never know what the brew is, but the brew is always different and it is always good to the last drop. Thank you for tuning in to the Coffee Break.